Oh no, what's going on here? 100,000 K's a plate with a 7mm hole, and now it's 150K. So that hole's going to be all blocked up, and the whole inlet manifold must have been caked. No, it wasn't. Watch the videos on 4x4 diesel. But let's get in and have a look at that hole, that blocked up hole. Oh my gosh, look at it. That is just terrible. Look how blocked up that hole is. That is so blocked, isn't it? Oh no, there's no point. You know, there's no point in a plate with a hole. It doesn't work. That's why this was already so clean. And that's why the hole's blocked up. Obviously. Thanks for watching. Hey people, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. This big job continues. How many videos have we done? This is about the third or about the fourth video now, isn't it? Fourth video. Yeah. Some of them are a bit long. I'm trying to keep it at 10 minutes, but you know, I mean, we could sit the camera here and it could just live stream you for 3 days sort of thing, because that's about the time it's sort of going to take with all the removal, cleaning, checking, blah blah, having a fun time. I'm doing so, you know what I mean? Am I standing right in the way?
No, you're right.
Okay. So this is the injector replacement side of things. You know, now that the E-jar's off and the manifold's done, so it's far from having it back together. We're still gonna, so we've got some of it back together. The inlet side's done, the inlet manifold clean. Now it's time to do the injector replacement. So what we're going to do now is just remove the pipe here from the breather. You're going to zip all these bolts out and then carefully use this prescribed area with a flat blade. Just gently lever there until you pop the front of the valve cover up, and then gently remove the valve cover off. But whatever you do, because we've sort of forgotten a step, because you know I'm in relax mode, you can do that, but we've got to pop these seals out too. Don't try and lift the valve cover until these are out, because you can forget that. People do forget that. I haven't forgotten that, but we're just doing things in a different order because we haven't just pulled it apart and systematically injector replacement. We're systematically pulled it apart, done a manifold, and now we're moved to injector replacement. So rip those bolts out, pop those 4 seals out, get the cover off, and then talk to me. Right, so the valve cover's off. That's the easy part. So what do you reckon's next? Because you watched, there's 8 injector replacement videos. You watched them, yeah. So.
Of course I watched them.
Yeah.
A little while ago.
But that's a pretty clean engine though, in there. Yeah. See more if you got a light on, but yeah, have a look. See, that's what oil changes look like. Engines get, so if it looks that clean, you know how clean it is. You know there's less grit there, you know, causing wear on the components. So just let me ask, what do you think's next?
The fuel return lines?
No. So what we do now is, see all this dirt here that we need to clean up before we put the valve cover on? Would you rather take this out and clean, or just, I'd just rather clean it up now and get it, so then, you know, it's done. So the clean, we get that, it's not a final clean, but it's the 95% preliminary clean, get all the dirt out of the way, because everything else we're working with here after this is cleaner than this. So let's just get, if there's something dirty in the way, we don't want to be, you know, we just don't want any of that anywhere near any of the job really. So let's work on the perimeter for about 5 minutes, clean all that at Mickey Mouse. Let's clean up all this black RTV. So most likely a Toyota dealer's had the valve cover off before and they've made all this mess, because that's certainly not factory. So let's clean all that up before we get the injectors out. Then the next step, these 12 mils, what you're going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one down on the back corner there. Let's get those out, remove the fuel return line. And then of course you can move on to these injector clamps, remove those bolts and clamps, just lift them out as an assembly. And then the injectors can come out as well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds pretty easy, you know, a pretty straightforward job. So you're just cleaning it up, because there's no point opening up, taking the injectors out and then cleaning it and stuff falling down there. So just,
Roger. Good
so
idea.
cleaning first. So I'd say you could probably spend 10 minutes with cleaning up all this silicone, probably easy 10 minutes. So we'll catch you then. Oh yeah, there you go. It's all happening. So the cleaning's good. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Look, my pattern is I always do that, but we're going to put new clamps on anyway, most likely, because they come free with the kit. Because we've got heaps of them. So we're just going to put a new set on, unless for some reason we like the old ones better than the new ones, and there can be a reason. Sometimes the old ones are thicker. There's a couple of different types. To me, either would do. I've said in videos, basically, You can choose to keep your old thicker ones, or you can put the new ones on. Obviously, they wouldn't supply the new ones being what they are if they weren't adequate, you know what I mean? So you clean it up nicely, that's good. You've taken off the return line, and those 5 gaskets are single use only. So if you'd accidentally put it back together or do something wrong and you take it off again, you've got to change them again. That's good. Injector clamps off and out. Injectors
Look at that.
looking pretty, just normal. Just a normal boring injector, yeah. So we'll get those out. And then what do we got to do once they're out? What we'll do, we'll give the ports a bit of a quick clean, you know, the dowel and the rags down there, and get it all 95% Mickey Mouse. A bit like what you've done with this head, in my opinion. It's not the final clean, it's just the, you know, it's the preliminary cleanup. So we don't get any mess anywhere, you know, in the engine's clean. Why would we want to be working doing this while that crap's sitting there, you know? So yeah, we'll get those out, clean up the ports a little bit. We'll check the valve clearances, and what else do we do? I forget, it's been that long. Bloody injector replacement, what do you do? I've only done a couple of them. Check the valve clearance. We used to check compression, check the piston with a camera, this and that. No, we don't do that. You can, but there's no need. We've been through that in other videos. Why not, whatever. The biggest, most important thing is obviously having only brand new, genuine, not other brands, not the counterfeit ones, not the remanufactured or partly remanufactured. We don't recommend. We just recommend brand new, genuine. And then, of course, you replace injectors. You must replace the fuel pipes. It's all, you know, in the workshop manual, proper Toyota procedure. Not going to waste our time going through the reasons why. That's all in videos we've yacked about in the past.
No stuck injectors.
No stuff. It wasn't going to happen at 150k, I don't think. But, you know, you never know. We have had, I think, one set under 150, if I remember correctly. So now grab your dowel and your rags and do some cleaning on those ports. What we're going to do once we get these ports cleaned, so probably spend, you know, 10 minutes or something like that on the port cleaning. And then once that's done, we're going to use the crankshaft and the 22mm socket to turn the engine over to get the camshaft lobes upwards, as long as they're not pointing downwards, to check the clearance between the camshaft and the lifters underneath, right? So we've talked about what it is in the videos. Do you remember what the specs are? Do you want me to run through that again?
2.5 to 3.5, 0.25 to 0.35 exhaust. Is that right?
No, not quite, but yeah, you're on the right track. Let's just go through it again. So on the inlet side, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
so on the inlet side, minimum's 0.2, maximum 0.3. So 0.25 is where they set up for. So you're going to see between 0.2 and 0.25 on these ones. If it goes under 0.2, let me know. If it's 0.19, 18, 17, we don't care. Even 1.5, I don't really care. Been there, seen that, seen much worse than that, and worse than that, even 0.06 wasn't causing any issues, which makes me go, why am I going to take someone's money for 0.15? Because it's 3 times better than what we've seen that didn't cause any issues. So until it's under 0.15, and then we'll discuss it and go through the motions and work it out. But we're going to see between 0.2. Well, why am I saying this? Because I know the protection this engine's had since 100,000k, so it reduces the valve seat wear. The oil changes, I mean, look how clean it is. So this thing's going to have 0.2 to 0.25. They're going to be like 0.22s, that sort of thing, but they'll vary a little bit. Check it out. And this side, minimum's 0.35, maximum 0.45, so they set up about 0.4. You're going to see, you know, 0.38s, 0.35s, that sort of thing along this side. And you understand about turning it over so the camshaft points the right way to check underneath. So obviously the lobes need to be facing upwards or any direction like that, as long as they're not pointing down, pushing on the lifter. You get your feeler gauge in underneath there. So I'm going to leave you to clean the ports, check the valve clearances, and then I'll come back to you, or you come back to me, and we'll see how you went with that. All right, so how'd you go with the valve clearances?
Yeah, everything looked good. The inlets were spot on, basically.
Spot on. So what sort of readings, what were you getting?
Like 0.2 would go in.
0.2 would go easy on every one of them, yeah?
And 0.3 wouldn't go in.
Yep, cool. So pretty much standard, that's what you're going to get. And that'll stay the same for the life of the vehicle because of the maintenance program and, you know, the prevention cures you've got in place, you know. Right, so that'll just stay the same. And what did you find on the exhaust side?
And the exhausts were about 0.35, so they're all on the tighter side, but
Yeah,
consistent.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. 0.35, 0.38 maybe on a
Yeah,
couple, I'd
that's-
say.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's it.
typical.
Yeah.
Because like 0.4's factory, so it's like the same as the other side being 0.25, coming down towards 0.2, and then 0.4, coming down to 0.35. So 0.35 would fit. Was some of the 0.35s tight?
Oh, they were all reasonably tight.
Oh, they were tight. So it's
But not
0.35
really
tight.
tight,
So there you go. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I think
And
it's
was that?
amazing how an engine can run for all that time, 150,000 Ks, and basically no
How good are the
valve
materials? Yeah,
It's
exactly.
amazing.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, I think people expect too much out of engines, to be honest. But anyway, I think they're really good. But yeah, hundreds of thousands of Ks. I mean, the design was check the valve clearances every 40,000. So you can see why we say don't waste your time. You're just going to risk contamination, pay all this money for labour to check valve clearances that are not going to be out. So we're not checking these again until probably till it's done 300,000 Ks. Well, you're doing more Ks now, so it's probably going to be 350,000 Ks in 4 or 5 years, hopefully. So even less years, but yeah, mate, do the Ks, mate. Some trips.
It's doing it. Yeah.
That's it. So, all right. So it's nice and clean in there. Valve clearances are good. How clean are we gone on the port cleaning so far? Looking a lot better when the injectors came out. Would you say that's ready to put injectors in, or are you going to give it another final
I'll
clean?
give it one more clean.
Yep,
But they're
yep.
pretty good. Like
Yep.
what's left in there, I think it's just like a bit of staining.
Yeah, that's it. The staining's fine. Yeah, as long as where the seat area is going to be is clean. You know, I mean, how fussed do you be? I mean, I can see looking in there. I think we can all see. It's a bit blurry down there. Try and get it to focus. Hang on. Anyway, whatever, right? We can see it's certainly a lot cleaner than what a lot of people would put injectors in engines, you know. So, but look, Mickey Mouse clean, so we're pretty well ready to put injectors in, yeah?
Yeah.
It's been a while for me doing injector jobs. Hey, Johnny! No, he's not here at the moment.
One thing to note actually that I did find with the cleaning is I had these rags are a little bit thicker and I was having some trouble.
That's
So I
right,
had
you've got to
find
pick the
like a
right one
thin
for a rag,
yeah.
that's it. You would use a thin one or between the dowel, because you've got the dowel there that comes with the injector kit, nice one. Nice thin strips of rag. Otherwise, yeah, too tight and it won't go to the bottom and it's not cleaning, yeah?
So it took me a while to work it out. I was getting smaller and smaller rags, and then I said, no, I'll get a different one.
All right. Well, what time is it? It's feeling like getting towards the end of the day, but I know we're going to give it
10 to 5.
10 to 5. So that's a day's work. So in a day, manifold off, clean the manifold back on, injectors out, valve clearance checks. That's pretty typical anyway, really. So you've done okay, you know. Of course, with a lot of experience, you could do it a bit quicker, but you can do it quicker and make mistakes and forget stuff too, you know. So, all right, I'll get some injectors ready, and I reckon probably we'll put them in. But I reckon we wrap this video up, so we don't want to give them too much to chew on at once. So anyway, that's removing injectors, we'll call it, and there'll be more videos. So subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss it. And if you like it, smash that like button. See ya.